Hello and welcome to Hornbill TV, and today in a special presentation in the line of fire we have today with us one of the most wanted people in Nagaland, at least in today's scenario. Well, the 2023 elections are slowly coming up and he is none other than Mr. Nalin Kohli, who is also the BJP in charge of Nagaland state. Well, Nagaland will be going to elections early next year and the BJP has set its motion forward for the elections that is coming up with the present arrival of BJP National President JP Nadda. And today in conversation with Hornbill TV, we've got with us the BJP in charge of Nagaland, Mr. Nalin Kohli. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving us...
Very nice to meet you.
All right. Sir, to set off the interview on a very lighter note, first of all, sir, welcome back to the Northeast. Your father was also the governor of Mizoram from the term 2000. How does it feel like to be back in Northeast, and did you think like you will have a reassociation with the Northeast again?
Well, actually my association, and thank you for bringing that up, with the Northeast has been since 1980s, when my father was closely associated with Mr. Laldenga, who later on became the Chief Minister of Mizoram. So my dad was involved in that government, continued as his advisor, and later joined the BJP, and as you rightly said, he was governor of Mizoram for the period of 2001 to 2006. So my exposure to the Northeast is from the 80s. But in the party, which is the BJP, I've had actually responsibilities in the Northeast since 2012. So I was in charge, or Prabhari as we call it, of Mizoram first, then Meghalaya for 5 years, 4-5 years. After that, for the Lok Sabha of Nagaland, Manipur and Meghalaya, 5 Lok Sabha seats. And finally, I'm now in charge for the last few years of Nagaland. So it's always wonderful to be in the Northeast. It's a very special part of India. As from the times of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, it has been look east, but Prime Minister Modi has taken it to another level by saying act east. We need to bring action here. I mean, he has been here so many times. Ministers have come for several hundred days now over the last 8 years. Infrastructure is being boosted. We see this as an important growth engine of India, and infrastructure being there. And I personally love the Northeast. It's a very beautiful part. It's very vibrant. There's such a lot of cultural and ethnic diversity. I compared it with the rainforest, which has so much of biodiversity in a very small area. So the Northeast is really lovely, and I enjoy being here. And I'm happy that the party had, over a period of time, given me several responsibilities related to that.
All right, so now moving forward to the more pertinent part of this interview, sir, it's the upcoming elections. All right, so brief or giving back a little history over the past few months, we've seen in the latest elections and also in the history of politics in the Northeast, we've seen how the BJP has now slowly started to take over the northeastern states, be it started with Assam and now it's Tripura. We saw in the previous election in Manipur how the BJP performed really well, better than its expectations. Also, sir, now that Nagaland is also approaching the elections next year, how does the BJP see this election, and according to you, what could be one of the attracting features of BJP for the Naga people, and also what are your major challenges this time in this time's election?
On a larger note, I think the BJP's focus on the Northeast in terms of providing development so the aspirations of the people of Northeast can be fulfilled has been an agenda for a long time. And under Prime Minister Modi, that has got a huge impetus. As I said, it's not looking east, it is acting east. And politically, if we look at it, one of the reasons we believe that the BJP has done well is because our politics is not just development oriented, but it's implementation focused. It's about aspirations being fulfilled. And that has been the agenda of Prime Minister Modi's government of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas, which that agenda has kept us and helped us get a double-engine growth governments, which means in the center we are under Prime Minister Modi and in the states we have our parties. We are able to increase the pace of development and work in this area. Of course, I think if I look at it from the last 7-8 years, Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sarma in the region is a very tall leader. He's now the Chief Minister of Assam. But when he was chairman of Nadda, which is the Northeast Democratic Alliance, that was the first such forum that said we must look at development alliance that must look at development being the focus of the Northeast. And I think with that message, we are very grateful that the people of different states have elected us. And in Nagaland, we are in coalition. We expect that we will take our report card to the people, and we hope that we will keep the good work going of the government in another tenure that comes up after elections next year.
You talked about alliance, and now this is regarding the politics happening in Nagaland. One of the major bone of contentions that people were slowly beginning to notice, or rather it started seeping out, was the fact that the BJP initially, it was conceived that the BJP would want to go for and would go for all the seats in this time's election. But then it was notified that the seat sharing of 40-20 is to be followed this time around. So was there any kind of a rift when it came towards taking the decision?
I think we must understand there is no dichotomy, there is no confusion.
Yes.
Political parties are meant to do their political work.
Okay.
That is the nature of the political party. And it should be. That's what makes democracy so healthy.
Yes.
And as an organization, we don't look at Nagaland as divided into only the seats that we represent. Nagaland is the area where we have to work. We have to take the message of the good work being done in other states of the Northeast and in India under Prime Minister Modi's government. Ensure those programs and schemes that are bringing benefit to others also come here. So we obviously as an organization are going to start working in the entire state. And we should work, and that's how it always has been. Then comes the political part of an election. In an election, we are in alliance. In an election, we are in alliance, and therefore, it becomes, we keep that dharma going. We contested last time 40-20 in a house of 60. Our national leaders took a decision that we are in an alliance, we respect that, and we are moving ahead with that. So that is part of an election mode. The work of the organization is at its level and will continue. People's aspirations within the organization that we should contest more is for them to say so. But ultimately, we are a disciplined political party with one objective, is serving the people of Nagaland through good development and good policies and good governance. The center and the state.
All right.
With that objective, so I don't see any dichotomy or any crisis. I think people are entitled to put it like that. But as the in charge, I don't see it.
Pertaining to this particular issue, in the month of July, there seemed to be a little misinformation or miscommunication gap between the party leaders, the local Naga party leaders. I mean, it was decided by the state BJP president Tamjan Imnalong that the BJP had decided to stick with the 40-20 seat sharing. And at that point of time, the Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patton, who was in Delhi, had said that this point did not come up to discussion with him. So, sir, then there was a little talk saying that there might be a rift in the party because of the decision.
I think our political opponents like to put it like that.
All right.
The party is united. There's no question about it, and I'm saying it on record. To you and to your viewers, the party is united. There is no rift. Temjim Imna Along is our president. He's young, he's dynamic, hardworking. And Pattonji is a very tall leader. He's our deputy CM. He's the deputy CM of the whole state of Nagaland.
True.
And therefore, he's our sort of father figure also as one of the elder statesmen. He's been earlier also in government. So in that sense, we understand both of them and how important they are, and they work as a team.
Yes.
Now, I find it funny that if anyone expresses their view, then it becomes a rift. And if people don't speak, then they say you're not allowed to speak. So I think I look at it very differently. These are people, media comes, somebody asks a question, people give their honest opinion. That doesn't mean there's a rift. We are all one. We are working together, and as the in charge, I can say it with a sense of responsibility that there is no such rift. They work, they have their own views as individuals should. Temjen now along has come up with other statements in the past. Some of it have been appreciated even in the larger public. In some cases, there have been issues that people have said he couldn't have.
Yes.
But we recognize the work that has been done by him as party president, and we respect what Pattonji with his experience and guidance has brought in terms of the government and to the party.
All right, sir. Also, in this maiden visit of BJP National President JP Nadda to Nagaland, during his address, the Deputy Chief Minister urged the central leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party to please consider the seat sharing formula in which there can be more representation for the BJP. So, sir, has this call by the Deputy Chief Minister Patton resonated well with the central party leaders, and does the BJP in future have something in the works ahead?
He spoke as a tall leader, and he spoke to the Karyakartas. He wasn't speaking to the general public in that sense.
Yes.
It wasn't a public rally. This was our party organization. And our party national president, J.P. Nadda ji, there only said that this is our alliance and we have to do so.
Yes.
It was just as honest and open as anything else.
Yes.
But I must point out, it is not Nadda ji's maiden visit.
All right.
Nadda ji has a very nice connection with Nagaland. First, many people don't know, he has a twin brother. So he's Jagat Prakash Nadda.
Right.
His twin brother is Jagat Bhushan Nadda.
Right.
So his twin brother is a professor, and he actually taught in Kohima in 1985-1986 management. On a political side, Nadda ji is actually the person who came as the central part of our central party's observer in 2018 to form the government.
All right.
So he's the one who actually was here for the formation of the government, and today he's our national president. He
Yes.
came here, yes, as a
As a
maiden visit as a national
national
president,
president. All right.
but not his maiden personal visit
All
in
right.
that sense. And I think it's been a resounding success. We've had some wonderful interactions with our Karyakartas, public meetings, intellectual meetings, a public rally we had in Voka. He's met with the Chief Minister, NDPP leaders. So I think it's been a very successful, and at the end we had an auto rally, which, I mean, he stood in an open auto, and the amount of people who enthusiastically greeted him, those visuals are there for all to see.
So now this is with regards to the notions that the Naga public and the voters in Nagaland normally have. So we've seen over the past, when it comes to politics in the northeastern regions, it's been the regional parties that have normally connected with the aspirations of the northeastern people. But then over a period of time, we've seen that the Bharatiya Janata Party is slowly seeping into the aspirational needs of the regional party. So, and normally for a layman in Nagaland, when they look at the Bharatiya Janata Party, there is a concern about the secular feature of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So this time around, what can the Bharatiya Janata Party do to, do away with such an image that can be an hindrance for the party to grow?
We respect regional aspirations, and that is how the BJP has done so well in different parts of the country, and especially the northeast. There's no question, there's no dichotomy. We are a political party with a national outlook, with a global outlook about how India should be. Prime Minister Modi has worked on that. We are a party that believes that a political party is an instrument to serve people. Prime Minister Modi doesn't call himself Prime Minister, he says, I'm Pradhan Sevak, or the one who serves the people. Today is his birthday.
Yes.
And this entire next few days, right up to 2nd October, we call it Seva Pakwada, which is a period in which we should serve people. So there are blood donation camps, there are other public activities. It's happening in Nagaland, it's happening in different parts of the country. So that's one part of it. Second is, we are for India. We take the oath of the Constitution. So it's not as if we are working in any way against India or this. We understand that in the Northeast, there are different ethnic identities. We respect that. Nagaland is a Christian state. We respect that. We respect the church as much as we respect other religions, our own religion. So there's no conflict. But to say that our identity is in clash, no, we have a common interest. Is India, the people of India, and therefore, when we are in the region, the people of the region. So there's no conflict here. I think our political opponents like to paint it like that. That's a miscommunication, misinformation. Many years ago, you would remember when Prime Minister Modi was sworn in as Prime Minister, a whole thing took place, the churches are being attacked and all. Each incident on the instructions of the central government, they were looked at. Everyone was not connected to the BJP, not one with the BJP or any of the organizations that we are associated with. They were all random incidents of violence, but there was an agenda of misinformation. No, the BJP is behind it. Then when there was an issue many years ago which came about beef ban, I remember I was Prabhari of Meghalaya. In that also, in Uttar Pradesh, it was very clearly said that you can't run illegal slaughterhouses. You have to take your license, you have to follow all the, and why should it not be? Do we not want to live by rule of law? That was portrayed, we created a whole thing that this is beef ban, we are interfering. Where? In the Northeast, people have their own eating habits. That is for the states to decide. So therefore, I clearly, and I say it because I've been here for a long time, there are certain people who cannot take us on in our positive agenda of development, our positive agenda of serving, of governance, of transformation, as the Prime Minister says. And those people like to build a counter misinformation narrative about the BJP. But I think the people of any region are smarter than that, and they decide.
When it came to the Manipur Assembly elections, and when National President JP Nadda released the manifesto of Manipur's BJP, in it, there were free scooties to all the college-going girls, all the meritorious students. There is a skill university that is to be established in Manipur, and then there is All India Medical Institute that is to be opened up again. So the BJP was quite silent on the Naga political issue. So can the people of Nagaland expect the Naga political issue, which is a regional aspiration of the Nagas, to be a part of the manifesto for Nagaland?
No, two things. Let's be very clear. First, on the manifesto, that for us is an agenda of governance. Okay. It's not just mere promises. We implement it. We take it very seriously. So when the elections come, there will be a manifesto committee, there will be a campaign committee, the state will consult, with centre we will get points, and we'll do that, whatever has to be done, because every state has to be different. It's not one fit or one size fits all. Now let's come to the second part of your question, which is the peace talks. That's between a structured mechanism between the government of India and those who are part of it. I'm a party in charge of Nagaland. We are not involved in that peace process, talks, etc. And it's not correct for me, for something that I'm not involved in, to have a comment or a view. We believe that everything has to be done in the correct manner, and that is being done. And I've been reading in the last few days, many people are saying that it should come like this, it should be that. But we must understand that the government of India cannot, obviously, like you or me, sit down in a TV interview and have a point of view, etc. But then there are very responsible people looking at it there. Right. The state government is involved in it, again as a structured mechanism. So those have to be directed there for those who are involved in it. I can't speak for that, it would not be correct.
All right. So on a very lighter note, this is Hornbill TV, Nagaland's first satellite channel. And as somebody who worked in the media profession himself earlier, before you started your political journey, sir, is there any secret that you would like to give the budding journalists and also people related in the news industry? Is there any secret that you would like, a tip to give to the budding Naga journalists?
Well, with pleasure. I was an anchor on TV. I started in 1989. I read the news on national TV from 93 to 2002. So I've had a long history as a professional in the media. And my basic message always has been the same. Whatever you do, do it well. Take your job very seriously. It's very important. And whenever you come on air, you must review it. Go back, see it. How can you be better? Because perfection is a path. It's not a destination. You have to just keep yourself going, improving, because that will make you feel better as you go down that journey. So whatever you do, do the best. And I wish each one of you the very well.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your precious time and taking the time to speak to Hornbill TV. We hope that the coming months, we hope that the Bharatiya Janata Party can fulfill all the promises it has made with the arrival of JP Nadda. Thank you so much. That was Mr. Nalin Kohli, who's also the in charge BJP Nagaland, and Nagaland will be going into elections very soon, next year early. And also, Mr. Nalin Kohli today has clarified the BJP stand, and he has pointed out several initiatives of the Bharatiya Janata Party, its principles, its ideology, and he has made it clear that the Bharatiya Janata Party stands for a united India.